Chapter 20, Regional Conflicts.
What regional conflicts were created by ethnic differences?
At this point in history, there were many regional conflicts that were created by ethnic differences. Many people and events influenced these conflicts. In the 1960s, the IRA, or the Irish Republican Army, and the British Protestants fought each other in the Troubles, which was acts of violence that went on for about 3 decades. In 1994, the people of Chechnya, a republic within Russia where rebels had fought for independence from Russia, tried to break their ties to Russia. Russia defeated the Chechens. During the 1990s, a multi-ethnic, or place made up of several ethnic groups, broke apart. The different ethnic groups formed 6 republics that began to fight when Slovenia and Croatia declared their independence from Yugoslavia. Slobodan Milosevic, the Serbian president and nationalist, provided money, weapons, and other supplies to the flooding republics. After 1948, apartheid, or the separation of the races, was enforced. This placed many restrictions on all of the ethnic groups. They were treated differently than the white people, and this angered them. The African National Congress gave them a voice. The Congress was the main organization that opposed apartheid and pushed for majority rule in South Africa. In 1960, the police of Sharpeville, a black township, shot 69 people during a protest. This made the government do everything in their power to stop the African National Congress and other organizations from revolting. Nelson Mandela was an ANC leader that had taught people to resist apartheid laws. He went to prison for the rest of his life for his actions.
What obstacles prevented peace in the Middle East?
There were many obstacles that prevented peace in the Middle East.
In Israel and Palestine,
The United Nations Partition Plan established modern Israel in 1948. However, the Palestinian Arabs thought of the UN as illegitimate and rejected these changes. The conflicts over land led to much violence, and Israel and its Arab neighbors fought 3 more wars. The countries sought for peace, and Yasser Arafat and Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin signed the Oslo Accords. This was supposed to stop terrorist attacks, but violence still continued. After years on conflict, peace is hard to achieve, especially when there are still problems with land claims. Palestinians who were forced off their land in earlier wars now want to return, but the Israelis refused. Another obstacle is that there were also still Jewish settlements. In the West Bank, an area claimed by Palestinians, the Palestinians insisted that they leave this area. There were also conflicts over Jerusalem because it's a sacred city to Jews, Christians, and Muslims. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict continued, and Hamas and Hezbollah, a radical Islamic group, gained popularity and created more conflict. The United States, the European Union, Russia, and the UN all supported the Roadmap to Peace plan. This plan meant that Israel and Palestine would need to coexist and stop all violence. However, many groups rejected this plan, and the peace was not successful.
in Iraq,
Saddam Hussein, the Iraqi dictator, prevented peace through ethnic and religious diversions, oil resources, and border disputes. Hussein took advantage of the turmoil in Iran after their conflict and tried to seize a disputed border. This led to a long war. Saddam also tried to take oil-rich Kuwait, claiming that the land belonged to Iraq, but this led to the Gulf War once the U.S. saw his actions as a threat to their ally. The UN tried to stop Saddam by setting off the no-fly zones or areas where Iraq's aircraft was banned. They also tried to discover if he was building weapons of mass destruction or nuclear, biological, and chemical weapons that could potentially be a threat. However, Saddam did not accept this way to peace and define the UN.